M1ND class. Today's word is I am humble. I always like this one, especially on a stretch day, because it is very humbling how inflexible sometimes we can be in certain muscle groups, right? I make a difference more than I declare my importance, so make a difference in your body today, all right? And then apply this to the rest of your life as well when you feel like it today. All right, we're gonna need a mat, need something soft for your knees, and we're gonna start standing in the center of our mat. I got some music playing. If you'd like to play your own, please do. If you want to just like mute me and follow along, that's fine too. Just make sure that you can see what we're doing to the next move. If you're putting on like louder music, that would be something you could do. Otherwise, listen as we flow through everything. Everything's 1 minute long. We'll do some things that are double-sided, and we do some stuff on the floor, some stuff standing. So we'll go ahead and begin with our mobility, which is loosening up our joints, shoulders, hips, ankles, knees, and then we'll head into balance work, stability, and then flexibility, which is stretching and lengthening our muscles, okay? So let's go ahead and start center of our mats. Start your watches if you're tracking. We're gonna put feet about hip width apart. As soon as we get moving, you'll see like about how far you want your feet to be, so adjust as needed, okay? Starting off, roll your shoulders down and back. Root yourself into the ground, so rock forward and back, and just feel like your feet have roots in them to the ground, okay? Inhale up. Come out to a T. Hinge forward at your hips. And then come back on up in reverse. Inhale. Go ahead and come out to a T. Hinge forward. Stick your tailbone out long behind you. Flat back, proud chest. Come back up. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Just hinging at your hips, lengthening the back of your legs, leading forward with your chest, lengthening your tailbone to go out behind you. On this one, go ahead and drop all the way down. Drop your chin, roll up. Nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time, shoulders, neck, head. Comes up last. Come out a little bit wider with your feet. Take your arms up to the side. We're going to rotate and pivot. Lifting your heel, come up to your toe, or at least the ball of your foot. And we're rotating side to side. Big rotations here. Squeeze through your center. I want you to think about squeezing your glute, pulling your belly button in, drawing it in, right? As you swing and turn, I should say, from side to side. You're in control here. Don't just swing it. Control. Contract through your muscles. Get a little extra bang here, right? A little extra core work. And take yourself center. Come wide with your feet, so stay wide with your feet. We're going to go ahead and side bend, so we're going to come down and up with one hand, and then reach the other side. And continue to reach side to side. Remember to stay upright and tall with your chest, meaning you're not leaning forward, you're still coming to side as if you were stuck between two window panes. Reaching floor to ceiling. Your eye gaze can go with your top hand, or just look straight ahead, that's fine too. And you get a little deeper stretch if you're looking naturally with the rotation of your torso. So if you look up towards your hand, that should naturally do that for you. Go ahead and walk your feet in a little bit more narrow, toes forward. We're just going to drop our shoulders forward, around our neck. So we're going to drop our chin and fall forward one vertebrae at a time towards the floor. You can graze your knuckles or let them rest for a second. If you can get down that far, feel that stretching your hamstrings. And then roll yourself back up in control, one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders, neck, chin, head, come up and drop it down again. So we can roll the shoulders forward, drop your chin. How about your core, belly button pulled in, round out your spine, roll down. And then come up in reverse when you're ready. And then continue on. Try one more. Roll it back up to standing, and let's take a big side lunge. Not sure which side you come to. Side lunge, step in, open your chest. Side lunge, open your chest. As you open your chest, take a deep breath. Keep thinking, will that ankle stop cracking? No. I was gently laying my foot down, rolling through my ankle, and it still just kept cracking. All right. It's gonna crack some more now. We're gonna go into a reverse lunge, arms swing up overhead, and then alternate sides. Step up into your front foot, find balance on your back foot. You can look eye gaze to the ceiling, lift your chin a little bit, or you can look straight ahead. Try to drop your shoulders down and away from your ears. Because the first thing that we do when we raise our arms overhead is to shrug and try to pull them down and back, shoulder blades together. Knees, ankles, hips, shoulders, all working right now. Try one more. Step to the center. Feet come just underneath your hips. Arms come out. Arms come up. We're going to pull those down as we squat down. Chest stays lifted. If you find that when you're squatting down, because we're doing a pull down, we're using our upper body and our chest has to stay lifted, that you need to go wider with your feet, please go wider with your feet. If you need to turn your toes out just a little bit, that's okay too. All right, you've got to work with your own hips, shoulders and back, and what your range of motion is for a squat pull down, okay? If we just did a squat with your chest lifted, it'd be different, but we are engaging our back here, so it's going to be a game changer for some of you. Keep your chest lifted, keep your chin up. Do not lean forward. Squat down and back. Right, we're going to come down into a squat hold. Rotate. And when you're ready, you can rotate to the other direction. I'm going to hold this one. If you need to, come up out of your squat. If it's too intense, reset, and then come to the other side. Everything should start feeling warm. Don't be surprised if you sweat a little today. Or glisten. Some of you don't sweat, maybe you'll glisten. All right, we're going to try to come to a frog squat. So feet are going to come wide, toes can come out. You're going to try to drop down, reach to the floor. And then you're going to kick your butt back, and then kick it down, and then come on up, okay? So frog squat, like a forward fold, kick your butt back, frog squat, and then come on up again, all right? Now I just realized I needed to turn my toe a little bit further forward on this fold, so check your toes. If they're turned out too much and that doesn't feel good, turn them forward. straighten up, bend, push through your legs. Squat, kick your booty back. Feeling it, stretch, enjoy that stretch, and then drop it on down and rise back on up. You've got 10 more seconds, let's do one more. After this 10 seconds, you're gonna walk out to plank. So right here, hands to the floor, feet behind you. You're going to tiptoe and walk your feet to your hands, and then walk your feet back to plank, okay? So right now we're doing a foot worm. Your feet are walking towards your hands. You're walking just as far as you can go. So I can get flat-footed right here. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. It's up to you, okay? Right where you end up at. If you end up in a down dog or your heels lifted and you're pretty folded forward, that's okay. Again, this is about your own flexibility. The back of your legs, your calves and hamstrings might be really tight, so it might be hard for you to get flat-footed, or they might be very loose and you'll surprise yourself. Tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe. Enjoy your fold, take it back, pause and plank. Try one more time. And walk your feet all the way in, drop your chin, roll up, just stand. Okay, headed into some standing work, and then we'll come down to the floor. So if you need something soft for your knees, now's the time to put it out in front of you so you can grab it quick, okay? Standing on the right leg. Start there first. Go ahead and lift your knee up to hip height. Open it up to the side. Place it down. Up. Come back. Now switch legs. Working on your balance here, okay? Stability, balance work, which means we're going to draw in our abdominals. Okay, so out, open, down, up, back, and in. Or you can come up, open, back, and down, okay? It's up to you. If you prefer to tap, lift, come back. I'm just putting my hand on my thigh for visual reference. Or you can just come back, but just make sure that you're opening up, and maybe you do want to use your hand to kind of open it up just a little bit wider. Our right leg. Start with your balance. Knee up. Left arm, left leg. Reach forward and back. I'm sorry, let's do forward and back. Right arm reaches behind you. You're in crane. And then come back. Make sense? It's almost like a toy soldier, okay? So you've got your long, long arms. So left leg back. Left arm forward, right arm back, right leg on the floor. Is that what, like twister or what? Fight for your balance, find your focal point. Start thinking about pulling in your belly button, squeezing your glutes. Your standing leg is completely activated. Your big toes pushing into the floor. Right, go ahead and come with both feet on the ground and switch sides. Remember about those roots in the very beginning. I talked about rooting your foot. I mean, I literally visualize my big toe, my heel, my midfoot rooting into the floor. And I want you to think about that too. You're grounded. No matter how much you wobble, your roots are holding you into the floor. Reach through, long arms, long legs. And here's where you start to sweat, just a little. Just a little bit. And if you fall out of it, humble yourself and try again. All right, both feet on the ground. Right leg balance. Pull your knee up. Now close your eyes or cover your eyes. Try to hold your balance. Think about those roots in the ground, big toe pushing into the floor, abdominals sides. Did you do it on that leg? Was there a lot of wobbling? Did you fall over? Other side. Find your balance. And when you're ready, close your eyes, cover your eyes. Use your opposite hand for any kind of balance. Think about your roots. Push your big toe on the floor. Squeeze your glutes. So draw your belly button in. 3, 2, fall out of it. Very interesting, isn't it? I love that one just because I actually don't love it, but I love it because it's so telling of how much we use our vision for our balance, right? Okay, coming down, chair squat. Lift your heels. You can come into prayer. Hands gently on your thighs, hands down below, hands overhead. Trying to come on the balls of your feet, lifting your heels and squatting your tailbone back, chest lifted. Okay, chin up. We fall out of it. Come on back. I was actually going to try to get myself lower. Let's see. So challenge yourself. If you're like, yeah, my balance is maybe not so great, but I think I can even go down lower. Come down lower. Why not? Give it a whirl. It hurts. That was as low as I was going to go today. All right, let's go ahead and take right leg forward, left leg back, little lunge. You can put something under your knee if you'd like to, or just straighten out your back leg. Okay. Lift your back knee up if you did put it down. And I want you to take your inside hand, open up triangle, okay? And then come back, low lunge. And we'll try it again if you need to, because you're losing balance. Drop your back knee and open up to your triangle. This is a low triangle. Okay, so kind of mix between the two. Low lunge. Reverse. There we go. And then let's go ahead and come up to a tall triangle. Hinge forward. Reach, reach, reach. You can take your hand right on the instep of your calf. If you need to support yourself on your shin, that's fine. I'd like you eventually to learn to support yourself through your core and reaching long lines from floor to ceiling. Open up your chest, stack your shoulders. Feet are perpendicular. And then rise on up. Bend your front knee. Flip your back foot out. Tuck your tailbone under. Front thighs about parallel to the floor. Warrior 2, look over your fingertips and reach wall to wall. Long lines, tuck your tailbone under again. You probably came untucked. Okay, push out of that. Walk your feet in and let's go low lunge on the other side. So left foot forward. If you need to put something for your knee, you can either keep a straight leg in the back of your low lunge or you can drop your knee, okay? So both hands are in the inside of this leg, so in your instep. If you are long straight leg in the back, you're pulling your heel towards the back wall. And then take your inside hand, place it down. You can actually, I forgot to tell you this, you can take the back foot and lay it on the ground. Because if you're in a low lunge, you're on the ball of your foot. Now turn your foot perpendicular to your front heel. Lay it on the ground, open up, twist. And then when you're ready, come back to your low lunge on the ball of your foot, heel reaching towards the back. I think that was the key thing with our triangle here. In this low triangle, go ahead and try it again, is dropping your back foot. I forgot to tell you that the first time through, sorry. Maybe you naturally did it. You rise up, coming to a standing triangle. Feet perpendicular, straight legs. Hinge at your hip forward. Again, it's almost like you're between two window panes. You want to stack your shoulders and lift tall from floor to ceiling. So we don't want to be folded forward like this. We want to reach long, 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 chest open. Take a big side bend. your tailbone under just a little bit. And then come on up to stand. Walk your back heel out, heel toe, heel toe. Try to get your front thigh parallel to the ground. Tuck your tailbone under, reach out long arms, and eye gaze over your fingertips, okay? Tuck your tailbone under again, just in case it came untucked. And remember how we did inchworm feet to hands? Now we're going to do inchworm hands walk out, hands walk back, okay? So, coming back to the back of your mat, fold forward, walk out to plank. Walk your hands back, and I'm going to encourage you to stay in your fold, but lift your chin above your heart. So your eye gaze is always ahead of you, except looking at your toes and your knees. Look towards your fingertips, or about 5 inches ahead of your fingertips at all times. It should not be like a strain in your neck. It should be pretty neutral. Pause into plank. Shoulders stacked just over your wrists. Walk back. Feel the stretch in the back of your legs. So good, so good. Toes are forward. Feet are about hip width. If you need to go wider, go wider. And then let's walk forward and come into a child's pose. And just breathe for about 10 seconds. Come to all fours, curl your toes under, down dog. I want you to be on your tiptoes in this down dog. Okay, so your heels are lifted, weights in your hands and in the balls of your feet. Now come to plank and lift through cobra. Oops, we weren't supposed to do cobra yet. Hold on. Push back to down dog. How about a crouch, not a cobra? It's the other C word. All right, crouch down on your tippy toes and then lift. How about this? Ready? Crouch. And then lift your tippy toes. Crouch. I was like, why are we going from a tiptoe down dog to a cobra? We can do it, but not today. Let's go ahead and crouch back like you're doing a squat. And then lift. Bottom comes down towards your heels. You're bending at your knees. Drawing your belly button in. So you're working your core here still as you're stretching, dropping. Open your hips and lifting. All right, now let's come to a child's pose, and we're going to do child's pose to cobra. How about that? Hold child's. Walk your fingertips out forward, and pull your bottom towards your heels. Open up your knees wide. I always say open up your knees wide and toes together so it opens up your hips and you can allow your midsection to drop down, okay? It's going to be more comfortable. And now let's go ahead and roll forward to the hands, shoulders out of the ears, and lift up into cobra. So your knees are on the floor probably. If you really want to challenge yourself, you can come to the tops of your feet and lift your legs up off the floor in this cobra. And now let's push back to child again, knees wide, toes together. And then let's come forward to cobra, and I'll show you the difference, okay? So when you come forward to cobra, we're lifted here. You can see my knees are on the ground, my thighs are on the ground. So if I want to elevate this position, right? I can come up to the tops of my feet and lift my legs completely up, chin up to the ceiling. That's really full cobra, okay? All right, coming back to all fours, cat-cow. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. They're as wide as your shoulders and as wide as your hips, okay? Drop your chin, round out, push the ground away, hollow out your center, draw your belly button in. And release, chin up, control your abdominals as they drop down. Don't be a saggy cow, be a controlled cow, okay? And you're rolling through cat-cow. Tailbone drops, chin drops, and then chin lifts and tailbone lifts. Really work on rounding out your spine. Take deep breaths, and then come back down to child's pose. We're going to thread the needle. So we're going to take one arm, thread it through your armpit. Top arm walks its way out. You can lay your body on down to the floor as you're reaching fingers in both directions, ahead of you and inside of you. Look under your armpit. So follow your hand. 10 more seconds here, and then we'll split it and we'll go the other direction, okay? So, come out of it, switch sides. Reach your arm through, lay your cheek down, top arm walks its way out. You're looking through your armpit and your fingertips are reaching towards the side wall and the front wall. Breathe. Stay in your child's pose. This time your arms are going to walk out ahead of you. Let's walk our arms to the right. Your left arm is going to reach as far as it can forward as you pull your bottom back towards your heels. You've got this great angled child's pose stretch that's going all the way through your forearm, your tricep, your deltoids, which is your shoulder muscles, all right? And then you've got your lats, which are your back muscles, right along your rib cage, all the way down to your oblique, hopefully. Walk yourself center, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So inside arm, grab the floor, and pull back. If you can, if you're capable, to sit on your legs like this, so you're in a full kneeling position, a low kneel. We're going to go ahead and open up our chest. If this is too intense, you can always come up to a high kneel or standing. This is really just a chance for us to stretch out our shins, quads a little bit. And then go ahead and drop your arms behind you. Roll your shoulders down and back. Put your hands down and back and away. Release, and we're going to take our right leg forward. Left knee can stay down on the ground. We're going to come forward and back, forward and back. Hip flexor stretch for this hip flexor. Lean forward. You can hold here, or you can get a little bit deeper into it, come up just a little bit, and you can twist open, hip flexor, twist. I would suggest coming up a little bit higher. Don't be leaned totally forward unless you can handle it. I start to lose my balance, and so I'm going to go ahead and come up to a little bit taller position and twist open. And then this front leg is going to come down into pigeon. Bend your back leg, sit down on your sit bone. We're going to lift up the new mermaid. So if your right leg is forward, your right hand's going to come behind you. You're going to tilt your bottom up underneath you and hips to the ceiling, arch up and over. You can lift and lower, or you can hold your mermaid. Drop your bottom down, your back leg is going to come out from behind you. Hamstring stretch. So do what you got to do with this leg to be able to stretch this leg. Breathe through it. Lower yourself down just a little bit more each breath. On the exhale, back to our hip flexor stretch on the other leg. So left leg forward, right knee down. Rock it forward and back. Hold it or twist it. Come up a little bit higher if you're twisting. And then you can try to lean forward a little bit, just kind of measure your balance a little bit there. All right, come down into pigeon. Front leg comes down, especially your left leg. Lower yourself down, try to relax and allow your body to release the tension and melt into the floor. Open up your glute, open up your hip. This is where we're finding all the length in our hips and our legs. We did our back and our chest, our shoulders, stretching a little bit of everything out. Go ahead and come into mermaid. If your left leg is forward, your left arm is behind. Pull your tailbone up underneath you, tuck your butt under, and arch back. Hips reaching to the ceiling. Take a nice deep breath, and then an exhale. Lower yourself down. Hamstring stretch. Last stretch of the day, unless you're going to continue on. Remember, you could repeat this if you want. You could even take one section that you think you need to do more of, and just for 10 minutes, repeat it. And this will be available to you anytime, so just remember to make a playlist of mind classes, like it, maybe write yourself a little note on it, if this is your favorite. Go ahead and release from that. One last thing, let's just do both legs forward. I said that was your last one, but this is really your last one. Just a little extra stretch here. All right, go ahead and inhale. Hands to your heart center. Thank you for joining today. Hope you liked it. Hope your body is feeling better. And that I will see you back here on Friday. Tomorrow is your replay rest or if you missed a class or catch-up day. So I will see you back here live on Friday for HIT 20 minutes. Have a good one, and thanks for joining. Bye.